Miss Sitana Wongthai and Dr. เฉลิมชัยวงศ์วัดกิจ So we are from the engineering science classroom, the school under the Kim Mongkut University of Technology Thonburi of Thailand. So let's get started with the overview. So today we will talk about in this topic. So we start at the introduction about the taxonomy, mobile game-based learning, and the virtual reality. So next step we talk about the development process of our project and evaluation and conclusion. So let's get started.
First of all, I would like to introduce about the backgrounds of the research. We talked about the plant taxonomy, especially for the living organism. There are so many kingdoms like animals, plants, bacteria, something like that. But in this work, we choose the plant taxonomy because plant is the living organism that's standing still. It's very easy to explore and learnings about the plants. And learning the taxonomy can make the students have a good attitudes about the biodiversity and the importance of the biodiversity in the world, especially for the UN Day states 2011, 2012 to 2020 for the years of the biodiversity, something like that. And the student will have the good attitudes about the conservations and sustainable development. That's why we need to touch the students about the plant taxonomy. And next, we will talk about how our school touch the student about plant taxonomy. This concept we have in the subject called ESC514. The name of the subject is Puvien-Ganosaurus serenone. It is the name of the dinosaur was found in Thailand. We select the name, scientific name of the dinosaur to be the subject of this taxonomy. And in this subject, we touched about three concepts inside the taxonomy. First, is the nomenclature. Next slide. Nomenclature, classification, and identification. Yes. We talked about three concepts. There is a nomenclature, identification, and classification is inside the taxonomy. Nomenclature, the concept is the naming of the living things. Because we have the scientific name, the system we call binomial nomenclature that was established during the Renaissance period by Carolus Linnaeus, and we use this concept until now. And for the identifications, it's about using the dichotomous key to identify what kinds of the living organism that we know. And about the classification is the concept of the grouping of the organism like kingdom, phylum, class, family, genus, and species. Those kinds of the topic we taught in these subjects. And we have the activities like exploring the plant inside Kim Mongkut University, Bangkhun Thien campus. We divide the map into 7 zones and divide the student into 7 groups, and they need to explore the plant in the university, and we will make them explore around 1 month. The problem that we found is that like when the student go into the field, sometimes it's not safe in the fields, and we face the accident like one boy was bitten by the bee, and then he very excited first bite by the bees and very nervous, something like that. And it takes time around 1 month to go into the fields and make this study. So we would like to create the new way of learning of the student, and we select the mobile game-based learning and virtual reality mixing together and makes the VR taxonomy. That's why we are starting to do the research. The mobile game-based learning is the combination between mobile gaming and mobile learning. The meanings of this concept is the benefits of the mobile game-based learning is like the student can have the engagements and collaborations between when they're using the games and they will need to do the problem-solving skills during playing the games. And that knowledge improvement very easy. And finally, it is a self-motivation when the student use the game. The teacher don't need to push them to play the games. They like to play the game every time, finally. Okay, and next we move to the VR virtual reality.
So for interesting on our game, we use the virtual reality technology, known as the VR technology. The technology is it can generate the scenario from the computer to the user can have graphic. So the interesting of the VR technology is the graphic is synchronized with the body movements such as the head movement or the hand movement, something like that. So the main point that I want to talk about is the benefit from VR technology. So this is the tracking graphic that I mentioned before. So move on. Benefit that when we use the VR technology, we can gather more wide field of view, so we can we have a more scene detail on some scene in the game. So the result is so we can improve the learning experience because the taxonomy content is we need to see the type of the pen and the real area to have a good experience on learning.
Our project objective is design and create a prototype of VR game that let users easily learn about taxonomy. And our research question was either in validity and reliability and validity of the content or the purpose prototype development. And do the student have a satisfaction toward the purpose prototype development? And next, we will talk about our development process. For really, we started explore areas. We explore area around our selected area. We gather information and use it to create a game component. And then we develop game outline, create story and mission, and we assemble our components and use it to create a game and develop program unity. And next, we can talk about how we explore the areas. Our game uses our school campus and survey areas. The original area are the mangrove forest area and some workable wild freshwater plants. We explore around our school campus. We gather information such as a species of plant that we found it, where it's located, and the characteristics of it. And we use theta 360. A theta 360 is a 360-degree camera. We use this to take a photo of surrounding areas and use it to create a scene game. And total to a plan were selected due to its valuable and its safety to observe, as shown in this figure. And into the plans, there are 4 local mangrove forestry in zone A and freshwater plant and other 8 freshwater plant in zone B. And next is how we develop our game outline. Our game are RPG game that players assume the role of character. So we need to create a story to make user interested and create our content and mission that can entertain our user and also can give them knowledge that cover the 3 main components of the taxonomy, including classification, identification, and nomenclature. And next, we get a component that we get from exploration and our game outline uses to create a game and develop it with program Unity. And we use Unity to develop our game system such as user interface, the dialogue between player and NPC, and our 2D room. Another program that we use is Blender. We use the Blender to create a 3D object in game, and our 3D object in game such as the bookcase, the table, they are made in 3D rooms.
So the next part of the process is the game evaluation process. So we gathered a small group of participants. The participants will play the sample scene of our game and fill the form about the experience of the game by the online questionnaire.
So next I will be talking about how a game will progress. So first, when you enter the game, you will see the character introduction and the story introduction. This will be intro and tutorial scene. And here's an example of what the tutorial will look like. Here's a character called Alice. She'll be helping you throughout the game. And this is a professor, another main character that we created. He will be giving us missions and hints. And next will be the part about the quest. There will be two types of quests in this game. The first one will be finding plants. The professor will give us missions to find plants and bring it back to him. He will use those plants to create essence bottles, which will be used later on in the game. And the next type of quest is the questions. There will be little monsters coming up to you and ask you questions like these. This is an example of the UI that we created to use in the game. And here's an example scene of what the plant taking scenes will look like. We use a 360 camera to take a photo of the surrounding areas and use it in game. And you can look around like this. And next will be, after you finish the missions, you will face the mini boss. The mini boss will be a fighting scenes. This box right here, it will be below left, like on your waist. It will be containing essence bottles that we get from the professor. It will act as like bullet types. The monsters will have types, so you need to select two type of bottles that matches the monster type. Like if the monster requires like a white flower type of plant, you'll need to select the correct bottles and then shoot at it. Unless you do so, it won't hurt the boss. And these missions will also contain the knowledge of taxonomy too. It will need classification to identify plants, identification and nomenclature and the questions. And then after you finish the quest a couple of times and fight the mini boss a couple of times too, you'll get to fight the final boss. The final boss is the end game boss. And when you fight the boss, you will win, or if you fail, you will lose. And while you play the game will record your progress and make it into a learning log. And if you get a good streak of scores, the game will evaluate you as a good player and then increase the difficulty of the game.
So this is table of the result of our game evaluation. The first evaluation is we get the result from the taxonomy experts. So this score about the virus score. And this result from the student classification in this topic. Such as in the topic of the game interaction, we got a score of 3.57, and the topic of graphic user interface, we got a score at 3.56.
And as for the conclusion of this project, we named the game the Gift of Laura. Of course, it's still in a demo version, but we'll finish it soon. So, what this game brings to us. You don't have to explore the area in real life, so you don't have to face the dangers or any risk. And it's self-learning, so it will increase the motivation for students to learn for themselves. Because the game will be fun and the teacher don't need to force them to. And because it's a game, it's easier to have students interact and have more engagement with the subject. And of course, you can also have assignment after this, like assignments that is associated with this game. And to summarize this, we hope that the game will increase the learning outcome and help students understand taxonomy better. For the limitations of the project, is that we are not adept at coding yet, so our game will not be perfect. It will have some bugs, have some errors across the game, and our hardware doesn't fit our ideal. Like for example, the controller. As if my friend said before, what we want is something that can track our hand movement too. But this controller doesn't really fit our expectation, and it's really hard to use, and we're still having troubles with controlling with it. And as for our future work, we hope to develop the full version and make it compatible with all iOS, because right now it's only compatible with Androids. And we also hope that we can make it so that other schools can use it as well, not just our school.
Let's bring to the end of the session. We would like to thank to all who support us, such as Community University to support our project and financial problem, and ICWL that give us the opportunity to present in today, and our advisors to support our project, and you to have attention to our presentation. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, you can ask on us. Thank you.
I have a question concerning the taxonomy. How fine-grained is the taxonomy, and how many plants are there actually to be classified, roughly, in the taxonomy?
You mean how many plants in the areas?
I mean in general in the classification system. So how many plants did you classify in this system?
In the world, you mean
I mean how much is in, and how much did you do? I mean in the
yes,
world,
there are so many.
Yeah, in the world, let's say there are 15 million plants, but
like
yeah, but so how many did you classify?
In the games, there are only 12.
Okay.
Yes, it's
so,
the model.
Okay, it's the prototype. Yeah.
Yes, prototype.
Okay.
Actually, if we can do more, it will be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Other questions? A question? Thank you. If not, thank you once more.